Hello, welcome to Opportunities with AJD. Today we have a webinar on funding in Hong Kong. I've applied to, to Hong Kong a couple of times. I mean, back in the days when I was, it was like a job looking for scholarship for PhD and all those abroad. So it was really an experience. And that time I got to know that there was the main one, HKPFS, like the Hong Kong postgraduate, is it postgraduate or PhD fellowship scheme? These experts are in the house to tell us. I think it's postgraduate or PhD. I think it's PhD, yeah, PhD fellowship scheme. So most when people don't get that, they get accepted into studentships, and thankfully in the house today we have two experts who currently in Hong Kong, by the way, and they are, they are, we have uh, the two of them are. They have one is an HKPFS scholar, the other one is a studentship scholar, so to speak. So we have them in the house today. Without wasting time, I think I'll just go straight to the point because in Asia it's like my end, it's 9 p.m. I know in Hong Kong it should be like 7 or 8 p.m. or 10 p.m. I'm not sure. Like I know there's a few hours of difference like that. So I'll just go straight of course, first of all, if you are new to this platform, we have a WhatsApp group where we share ideas. We give people about ideas about how to apply for scholarships, even how to apply for jobs. The name is Opportunities with AJD. So any kind of opportunity that we think is beneficial to anybody, that's what we do on the platform. So interestingly, over the years, we have mentored people who are now mentoring others. So we have chains of generations like that, and it is such a nice place to be because people get a lot of information about all kinds of opportunities, by the way. So you are in the right place if you're looking for answer to questions about Hong Kong today. I've curated some questions also from the forms, but of course, after the two presentations, we'll be able to give to ask questions and answer the questions as much as possible. So the first person I'll be taking on will be okay. I have a style, right? I like to call you what you are going to be already, as much as possible. So he's completing his PhD currently in Hong Kong, and his name is Kayode Kazeem. I like to call him Dr. Kazeem. So Dr. Kayode Kazeem is a first year PhD student at the Department of Building and Real Estate at the Hong Kong Polytechnic University, Hong Kong, China. He obtained bachelor's and master's degrees in architecture from the Federal University of Technology, Akure, Nigeria. I mean, Futa, we did everywhere. We know proud. So he's interested in sustainable design and construction and the applications of digital technologies in the built environment. So he's going to be our first speaker for today. He has experience as a research postgraduate scholar. That's the studentship aspect of the funding in Hong Kong. So can you make welcome our soon-to-be Dr. Kayode Kazeem? The floor is yours, sir. Of course, after him, you'll be listening to Dr. Temitope Kehinde, who is a postdoc scholar in Hong Kong in the same university. So fingers crossed. Let's enjoy this time. Can you with a show of whatever you like, can you just welcome soon-to-be Dr. Kayode Kazeem? All right, over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, Professor Dansu. It's a privilege to be here. Prof was my MTS 101 tutor back in Futa. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity. I hope you can all hear me.
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. And can you also see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen. Yes.
Oh, okay. So I'm trying to check if I can switch. Sorry. Just go back. So, all right. Yeah. Uh, Thank you so much. So today I'll be talking about the research postgraduate scholarships in Hong Kong, and these are one of the things I'll be sharing. Firstly, I'll also be sharing a little bit about HK and its culture, uh, universities in Hong Kong that you can consider, uh, and I'll be talking how to build uh, a strong academic profile, and also finding a supervisor, and how to prepare a research proposal, and also some how to get some research assistant roles and the application timeline for a PhD program in Hong Kong. So without further ado, we can proceed. So Hong Kong, Hong Kong is in Asia and is usually called the financial hub of Asia, and yeah, it's a lovely place to be, and there are lovely people here in Hong Kong. The, uh, they are friendly and very welcoming. So the language uh, that they speak is Cantonese, and so Cantonese is the major language, and also sometimes you find some people from the mainland China also speaking Mandarin, and also in the schools, I think the medium of instruction is English language, so you don't have to worry uh, about the language differences. So the medium of instruction is English, so it make it easy for for international students to to adapt with the environment. So uh, basically, there are like 8 universities that are funded by the government. So basically, we have two categories of universities in Hong Kong. So we have the University Grant Committee, that is UGC funded universities, and also we have the self-financed universities. In other words, the self-financed universities are like private universities, right? While the UGC funded universities are funded by the government. Yeah, by the government. So the list uh, on the UGC side, we have the City University of Hong Kong, uh, usually called CTU. We have the Hong Kong Baptist University, HKBU. We have the Lingnan University. We have the Chinese University of Hong Kong. We also have the Education University of Hong Kong. We have the Hong Kong Polytechnic University, which is my school. And then we have the Hong Kong University of Science Technology, sorry, of Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, also called HKUST. And the last but not the least is the University of Hong Kong. And on the self-financed university side, we have the Hong Kong Metropolitan University, Hong Kong Shaoyan University, we have the Hang Seng University of Hong Kong, we have the St. Francis University, and also we have the College of Professional and Continuing Education, CPCE. And under CPCE, we have like two institutions that are under CPCE, which are the Hong Kong Community College. So basically, in that school, I think what they do most is diploma-related courses, and then we have the School of Professional Education and Executive Development. So, but my focus would basically be on the UGC-funded universities, because uh, those are the schools where you can actually get funded for your PhD, as much as I know. So, and uh, so basically we have like 8 universities that are government funded, and out of the 8, we have 5 of them that are at the top universities worldwide. As a matter of fact, I think 5 of them, which are HKU, HKUST, CUHK, CTU, and PolyU, they are they are ranked among the top 100 best universities according to the QS ranking worldwide. So you should, I think you can also focus on that. And yeah, so yeah, basically the 8 universities which are government funded, yeah, they are top universities in the world, and you'll be glad if you were able to get in any of them. So how to build a strong academic profile, or if you want to apply for a PhD program in Hong Kong, you actually need a good CGPA. Yeah, of course, CGPA is not the only criteria, but it is one of the most important, especially for those who are, maybe you are still in your final year undergraduate, or you are also uh, you are uh, you are a postgraduate student already, like you are having your masters. Yeah. So it's if you still have the opportunity, it is our advice that it is good that one develop a good CGPA, because it really matters. Of course, like I said earlier, that's not all that all that is, but it's one of the important criteria, right? So, and for our information, actually, if you graduate with a first class, uh, yeah, from your bachelor's, I think you don't really need to have a master's before you can uh, have your PhD. So you can from a bachelor's, if you have a first class from your bachelor's, you can actually enroll for a PhD program. Yeah. So you don't really need to have a master's. Yeah. And then, so aside the CGPA criteria, you also need to, if as much as it is possible, to have some research output in reputable outlets, like conferences. If you attend any conference, even if it is a local conference, yeah, if or international conference, and if you are able to publish in reputable journals that are related to what you want to do, I think it will also come handy when you are applying. Also, if you have research, relevant research and or work experience, yeah, it's also important in the course of application. Also, you need to develop a strong relationship uh, with your professors or even your employer, because you'll be needing recommendation letter from them. So it's very important that you develop a good relationship with your superior, especially your supervisor or your lecturer. It is very important. And also personal development and skills. Like if you are in the STEM field, that is science, technology, engineering, and what have you, you also need to develop your skills, like uh, learning how to code and all that. So it will also come handy. And then you also need to volunteer, like volunteering. Yes, it shows your uh, leadership capacity or capability, or your attitude to serving others. It's also going to come handy when applying for your PhD. And the last but not the least here is also your English language proficiency. Especially, I try to, as much as possible, to tailor these items or these requirements based on my own experience while applying for my PhD, right? So you also need an English proficiency. But the good thing here is that uh, you can actually get a letter from your university showing that the medium of instruction while obtaining your degree, either the bachelor's or the master's degree, is in English. I think that is sufficient enough if you're applying in Hong Kong. Yeah, so just need to get the letter. And if you have the wherewithal to write a standardized English test, yeah, it's also good. And if you can pass the English test, it will also come handy. But you don't really need to write any English test. A letter from your school stating that you concluded your program and the medium of instruction was English language is sufficient. So another important thing is finding a supervisor, right? So you need to, and in fact, from my experience, I will say this is one of the most important uh, thing that you need to do. So of course, I'll be sharing more on that, and also if you have questions about how to how to go about this, I can also share some insights as we proceed. And then other thing that you also need is a research proposal. You need a research proposal. Yeah. So because it's actually going to come handy uh because for you to as much as I know, in Hong Kong, you need uh, a proposal while applying for your PhD program. Of course, like for my own case, the proposal I had was not the one was not what I was actually going to focus on. So my sponsor just said I should just submit one because of the timeline, and then but in other cases it may not be the same. So you need a proposal actually. And if you have any question about what a proposal is, yeah, we can also take that afterwards. And yes, I also like to share some insight about getting a research assistant role here in Hong Kong. For my own case, because I started my PhD just this year, early this year. Meanwhile, I have been in Hong Kong since 2022, like 3 years ago. And I actually came into Hong Kong as a research assistant, right? And yeah, so it's actually possible to get research assistant role even from Nigeria, and then you'll be able to come to Hong Kong. So of course, it may not be it may not be a common route, but it is actually possible, and that really helped me a lot because I could remember while I was before I only had one publication in one of in one quick journal like that, and it is my undergraduate research work that I just my supervisor just I just submitted it and then so but as I as I came to Hong Kong, and then I was working as a research assistant, it actually helped me a lot. I was able to work with my supervisor, and then we published and all that, and it actually came handy when I was applying for my PhD. So it's possible to get a research assistant role even back from Nigeria, and then you'll be able to come to Hong Kong, and then over time, you can develop your research skills and experience. So, yes, application timeline. Uh, I'll be a little bit biased here because I'm not too sure of other schools in Hong Kong, but I'll be talking based on my experience in PolyU. So that's why I said I might be biased, but I think it should apply to other schools also. So in PolyU we actually have uh three entry points or entry dates. So we have the semester one. If you are entering the semester one, which is the common one, so you will be resuming by September, let's say 2025, or if it is, uh, for instance, those that will be coming in uh, this year, they'll be starting their semester September 2025 by September. Meanwhile, for those who are entering in semester two, they'll be joining in January, just like I did in mine. So my own entry date was semester two. So you can actually join in any of the semesters, but it means you must have applied uh, before that time, right? So uh, the the few minutes I have, I will want to uh, ex- use it to demonstrate, and as I demonstrate that, how I applied for my own and one of some of the things that you'll be needing. So I hope it will come useful. So I will just go through that. I just believe you can see my screen. But yeah, so like I said earlier, I said I'll be a little bit biased, yeah, because of I'll be I applied to PolyU, so I don't really know how the application the application interface for other schools will be like, but I am of the opinion that it will be similar, yeah, to what we have in PolyU. So uh at the point of applying, just like I said earlier, you need a supervisor. I think that's the first step. You need to get a supervisor because uh if you check uh from this application interface, you see that the name of supervisor, you can see for potential PhD supervisor, please refer to the. So actually, your supervisor will actually, once you select their name here, that okay, this is the person I'll be working with. Once you select their name and then you submit your application, they will actually receive a notification that will lead them to a form, online form, whereby they also need to fill some details. So if you don't have a supervisor and then you submit, if you have not discussed with them prior, and then they agree to supervise you or to work with you, even if they receive the notification, the chances that they will link that they will follow up is very slim. So you need a supervisor because they are also going to be doing their own part. This is their own part. They're also going to be doing their own part, and then they also have their own assessment platform. So getting a supervisor is very, very important, right? So I'll just go through this. So you select when you want to resume your entry date, right? And then like department you're applying to, your program. So you can actually apply for MPhil, that is Masters of Philosophy, or you apply for a PhD, that's Doctor of Philosophy, right? And then you select other details that are applicable to you. So from the left hand side, you can see the application progress. That is, you select your program, you choose your program, academic referee. That is those have that you have worked with in the past, like your supervisor, your lecturers, your bosses. They would also need to write the letter for you. So as I go along, you will see uh, all those things. So yes, so exactly. For example, in my own case, I had three people that wrote reference letter for me, and all the three, all the three referees I used were the ones I worked with doing my research assistant uh, role. So, like the PI, the principal investigators for the research I work on, and the two co-investigators, and they wrote good, like excellent letters for me. So, so it's very important that you like develop a good relationship with your superiors, right? So in my case, I had three referees. I think you can in Poly you can have up to five referees, but the minimum is two. So you must have at least two referees, right? So for PolyU, the minimum is two, as at uh last year, and then the academic qualification. So I want to say this, please, while applying, I want to say this, that make sure that you don't forge any document, right? You don't tamper with your credentials. Yeah, because at the end of the day, they will verify whatever you are submitting. They will check, like they will scrutinize it. So you don't you should not tamper with your credentials, right? And you have to ensure that they are authentic. So if you check this arrow that I indicated here, you see that your academic credentials, you have to upload it. So you don't need to have the what's it called? The original copy. So you can upload your student copy. So your student copy, yeah, you can upload that. And okay, I think this for yes, this for certificates. Yeah, so certificates you have to have your copy, right? And then you have to upload it. So for each of the programs that you indicated, if you have a master's, if you indicate that you have a master's, you have to supply the information, uh, like your credentials for your master's. So it's very important. And also, if you can, if you check, you will see that you also need to upload your transcript and also the grading system. So, uh, based on my experience in PolyU, uploading your transcript is not enough. You have to ensure that your transcript has the grading system. That is, where they will indicate that okay, if you score like 70 to 100 is an A grade, right? And 60 to something is B grade. So and then where they calculate, okay, if you have a CGPA of 4.5 to 5.0, that's a first class. So it must have a grading system. So the grading scale or system should be there. So you also need to upload that. For footer, uh, because that's where I finished from, our grading system is actually at the back of our transcript. So I think that's sufficient enough. Yeah. So and then so you also need to put in other if you have any other academic qualification. So for me, I use my master's and also my bachelor's. So and then language qualification. So for my own case, I just uploaded the letter from my school, from FUTA, stating that I graduated from the school and then the medium of instruction was English language, and then that was sufficient enough. So, but if you have other standardized English tests like IELTS or TOEFL, I think they are also acceptable, but it is not a must, right? Because I think this letter is for free, so you don't need to pay. So you just go to your school and then they will issue this letter, and so you don't need to write any test. But if you have the test, yeah, it is fine. So yes, and then if you see on the other part, so aside the academic referee, the academic qualification, you also need to show sign of publication. So like my own case, because I didn't graduate with the first class, I graduated with a 2-1 in my bachelor's, and my master's, I didn't graduate with distinction. I graduated with 4 point something, 2 something. or three something. So I didn't have distinction. I didn't have first class. But like I said earlier, I was I was privileged to have a like to work as a research assistant and then as a research associate. So so it really helped me a lot. So I was able to publish a few publications. So I included all of my publications, right? Because at the end of the day, actually what they do is that like your department will evaluate it, and then once they see that, oh, you meet, because actually for each publication you have a point. I was able to see that from my supervisor screen, like while he was also showing me something, but I was unable to capture it because I can't access it for my own. So, but I know that all like all the things that you fill in, each of the qualification will be graded. So if you have publications, if you are able to get publications, even if it's just conference paper, include them. Especially if it has a DOI. I think along the line I'll also be showing okay, I think yes. So for example, my publication one, right? So it will ask if it is a like the publication type. So for for this case, it was a journal article, right? So you select that. You also input the publisher, and then the title, the authors, and then they also ask you your role. So if you are a first author or the second author. So for this publication, I was the first author. So it also has its own mark, right? So and then they will ask whether it has been published already, or if it is still under review and all that. So, but for this case, it has been published, and then I include the publication date, and also if it has a DOI, which they cannot actually check by themselves. And aside that, you still need to upload let's say the first page of the publication, like showing your details, showing the abstract and all that. So if you have publication, it is it is also good to include them. Yeah. And then they will ask for your prize and award. Yeah, so for my application, I think I included two awards, and then you have to put the details, and then if there's any document that can actually show that, you have to include them. So it's very important that you keep record of any of your little wins or any of your achievements. So because it will also come handy. And then yes, they also ask about your training experience or internship. So for this one, the first part, what I did was that I combined all my online courses, workshops, training certificates. I had like about 15 to 20. So I combined them in a PDF file, and then I just I just described them as professional development and trainings, and then I submitted that, and also other training or internships. So those things are also important. And then there's a part that they will ask about your work experience. Yeah, so your work experiences is also will also come handy, right? So as you can see, I think I included like five work experience that are related to what that are related to my PhD, right? So as you can see, as an example, this was when I was a research associate in the department, and then I had to include details. And then I think I supported it with a document, like I think with my contract, employment contract or something like that. So it's very good to keep record of even your contracts and other things that you feel we prove that you have the work experience. And also extracurricular activities. Like I said earlier, if you can volunteer, like volunteering experience will come handy as well. So you have to put in the details, and if you see like there's a PDF I uploaded as well. So it shows it tries to substantiate your like your claim, right, with evidence. So it's going to come handy. And also, yes, the proposal again. So each of the school has their own template. So PolyU actually also have their own template, which you can download here. So you see that I try to underline it. So research proposal for PolyU, this you can actually access it on their website, or if you wait until you are applying, so you can click on this link and download the template, and then you can fill that up. Then after you have supplied all the information, you also need to upload them, upload the proposal. So actually you have to add your proposal beforehand. So because proposal also, at least it will take like minimum of 5 pages or even 8 pages. So, and it's not what you can just write in few hours, right? Of course, you don't want to use ChatGPT and then just copy and paste, because yeah. So you have to uh you have to develop it, like develop this ahead of time, right? And also you also need to work hand in hand with your supervisor. So that's very, very important. Yes, and then you also need to agree that that the documents you are submitting, they are accurate and you have not altered any. So it is very, very important that you don't alter any of your credentials, right? Yeah. And after you have applied, you can actually track your application progress, right? So like, for instance, during my application, you can see where you pay the application fee. You can check if your referee have submitted their reference letters, and in the course of the application, if you have any remark from the school, if they have checked, if they have any query, they will send return remarks which you can address, and they will, yeah. For example, in my own case, I think I made mistake in my name. I didn't put my full name. I didn't put Olatunji because, yeah. So, but later afterwards, they asked me that my name must appear as it appears on my passport, right? So they returned the whole application to me, and then I amended it, and then, yeah. So you have opportunity to, but please don't make gross mistakes. Yeah. So it means you have to be careful when you are filling up the form. So yes, just like I said earlier, so you have up to maximum of 5 academic referees. So, but I think the minimum that you must submit is 2. I mean, in terms of the references. And then yes, these are the return remarks I was talking about. So yeah. Yeah, and then after you if the application is successful, and then you be given an offer. So from my own, this offer will show your details, like your program details, and then the period, like the a number of years. So I think if you are coming in with your bachelor's degree, if you have a first class, you can actually start your PhD without having to do any masters. But I think you'll be using 4 years instead of 3 years. But if you have a masters, I think that is research-based masters, I think is only for 3 years. Yeah, I think Dr. Akende will be also like will be able to give more details on that in his own presentation. I think so. And also, yeah, the offer type, if it's a firm offer, if it's a conditional offer, and all that. So you'll be able to track and see them. And then, yes, like I said earlier, don't submit forged or tampered credentials, because they will actually check it. I actually have an issue in my own case, which is not what I'll be discussing here, but please uh like don't tamper with any of your credentials, because they are going to check thoroughly. So yeah, and also, yes, if you submitted any if you submit any language test as well, I think they also check that. Yeah, and then yes. So once you have accepted the offer, once you accept the offer, and then you are good to go, you also need to apply for your visa. So it's I think the school will apply for you. Yeah, they will. Of course, there are some forms that you also fill, but I think they will reach out to you on that, and you can also track your visa application progress even here. You can do that also at the immigration website, but you can also track it from your dashboard here as well. So it's a very comprehensive dashboard. And then after that, you also need to do your registration, online registration, and all that. So yeah, I think I'll stop here. Yeah, I hope I've been able to share one or two things that will be useful for your application as well. Yeah. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much. Can we give claps, flowers, everything you can give, love for that serious information we've got? You know, like someone said, if you're not informed, you'll be deformed. Probably you've been trying this all these years and it's not been working well. But finally, you have seen people who are actually in the system with serious information. Thank you so much, Dr. Kayode Kazeem. We are very grateful. Of course, we'll have questions after now. So if you have questions, please get ready to unmute your mic or to type in the comment section when it is time. So we go straight to the second talk. So let me read his profile. I'm particularly grateful to our two speakers because I just contacted them within the last 1 week, and that's out of their magnanimity, I'm so very grateful that I have them on board. So let's go for that. I'm trying to look for it now. Yes. All right. Okay, Dr. Temitope Kehinde is a distinguished researcher, educator, and consultant specializing in industrial and systems engineering. Currently, he holds the position of postdoctoral fellow at the Hong Kong Polytechnic University, where he contributes to the groundbreaking Hong Kong government ITF-funded project. That is huge, right? This multi-million-dollar initiative, fully supported by the Innovation and Technology Fund, underscores his expertise in applying artificial intelligence to enhance industrial processes. Dr. Kehinde's academic trajectory reflects a steadfast commitment to excellence. He earned his bachelor's degree in industrial and production engineering. Interestingly, Futa's all-time best graduating student is in the house. He studied industrial and production engineering. I'm sure this session will be very useful for him. So he earned his bachelor's degree in industrial and production engineering with first-class honors from the University of Ibadan, Nigeria. So you can see it's not only Futa that wins scholarship. It's our next speaker is from the University of Ibadan, right? So Dr. Kehinde's academic trajectory reflects a steadfast commitment to excellence. He earned his bachelor's degree in industrial and production engineering with first-class honors from the University of Ibadan, Nigeria. That's Nigeria's premier university, followed by a master's degree in the same field with a specialization in engineering management, which he completed with distinction. His strong theoretical foundation has enabled him to integrate advanced methodologies, including machine learning, data envelopment analysis. I think this is my first time of hearing that, and multi-criteria decision making (MCDM) into practical applications such as smart manufacturing, financial modeling, and portfolio optimization. Beyond academia, Dr. Kehinde has cultivated a dynamic professional portfolio. As a graduate assistant at Zenith Bank PLC in Nigeria, he gained hands-on experience in treasury and asset management. So you see engineering and finance coming together. Honing is analytical and strategic. Honing is analytical and strategic decision-making skills. Additionally, he serves as a consultant for Pathway Education Holdings Limited, facilitating international educational support, educational opportunities for African students by connecting them with global academic institutions. So, he's part of this academic, consultancy. So you can need the service in the future. Driven by a vision to advance smart manufacturing and sustainable industrial solutions, Dr. Kehinde remains deeply engaged in both research and industry collaboration. His future endeavors focus on exploring the synergies between technology, sustainability, and economic resilience, with the broader goal of enhancing business efficiency and societal well-being. Through his work, he continues to bridge the gap between theoretical research and real-world industrial challenges, solidifying his reputation as a forward-thinking engineer and thought leader in his field. Can you please make welcome Dr. Temitope Kehinde? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the short notes, for obliging in spite of the short notice. Thank you very, very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Emmanuel Dansu, for the invitation. I truly appreciate it, and I didn't take it for granted, because it's a privilege to be invited to a kind of occasion like this. There are many other people who had similar experience and qualifications, but I know it's just a privilege, like I said. So good day, everyone. My name is Kayode Temitope, as introduced, and today I will be discussing, or we shall be discussing together, as regards the Hong Kong PhD fellowship scheme. The first speaker, in person of Mr. Kayode, is my very good friend in Hong Kong. So he has already did justice to the theme of the program, and sincerely, most of what I'll be doing is just like a recap of what he has already done, and I will just probably just maybe for some points, maybe go deeper or probably shed more light. So there is not going to be much difference. So I believe those people who have been listening to me should just know that, okay, it's almost the same thing. There is no much difference, but maybe also try and go deeper at some of the point already raised. So okay, I would like to share my screen, and is okay. I don't know. Can you see my screen? My slide. Can you see my slide?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Fine. So, achieving academic dreams insight into the Hong Kong PhD fellowship scheme and other scholarship opportunities in Hong Kong. So, the whole thing is all about opportunities in Hong Kong, and the most prestigious opportunity you can get in Hong Kong is HKPFS, which actually translates as a Hong Kong PhD fellowship scheme. And this opportunity is one of the best opportunities, not just in Hong Kong, even in the whole world, because the benefit attached are so, I don't know which English will I use. Like, there are lots, they are just a lot, and so like amazing. Like, for example, benefit in terms of money, you cannot count on many schools in the world that can pay as much as what HKPF is going to pay you. And likewise, other things that are not monetary. For example, with HKPF, okay, when we get there, don't worry, don't let me be in a hurry. So, but there are many benefits attached to HKPF that make it one of the most sought after scholarship in the whole world, or one of the best or most competitive scholarship in the whole world. And it all started about, I guess, 15 years ago. Actually, around 2009 or thereabouts. And today, the whole world is just chopping in, and they all wanted to apply for HKPFS. Okay, fine. So I'm somebody I like to share quote a lot. If almost every day I share a lot of motivations, because that's what keeps me going in life. So this motivation, I don't know, but I believe one person should be encouraged with it. It says, if your dreams do not scare you, they are not big enough, by Salif. So one thing about life is, like, you have to dream beyond your thinking. They will say, in the olden days, people will say, think outside the box, something like that. But I will tell you that think as if there is no box anywhere. So don't even limit. Don't see it as maybe outside or just think like limitless without any limits. So your dreams should scare you in life, and that's one of the things that's always been helping me. It's always funny when you have this bigger dream. A lot of people will be like, "This is not possible." But if you cannot have such things, you cannot even achieve like half, or not even, you might not even achieve anything in life. That's just it. Just like my when I applied for this scholarship, I just feel like, how will I win this? It's not possible. I don't have, though I finished in first class, but just all these now escape or borderline first class. Like, I just narrowly crossed the borderline to have a first class, and that was in my final semester in the university. So, and aside that, I don't have any other thing. Like, you have a lot of people, experiences, awards, scholarships, and the like. But yet, I felt like, I can win this thing, and fortunately, I got it. Okay, I'm going to tell my story maybe in between the slides. So let's just continue. So this is the outline of my slides. So I'm going to introduce scholarship selection, post application visas, and others. So the question is why Hong Kong? Just like my colleague said, there are a lot of reasons why you should choose Hong Kong. Lots of reasons. One is like Hong Kong is a multi-diverse society. There are a lot of like ethnic group here in Hong Kong. Chinese are here, Hong Kongers, people from Accra, people from US, people from UK. A lot of them like Nepal, Indians, many countries in the world. Like there's a multi-diverse community. Apart from being a multi-diverse community, is a community that the language, though it's not, don't have the mindset of saying English is the official language in Hong Kong is not. Is they will put like okay Cantonese, then maybe B. You check online, it's like A B. So, but to a great extent, at least you can still communicate with many of the people in English to some extent, not this kind of smooth English, just at least a little, to some extent. So it makes it better compared to other maybe neighbor Asia state that you just have to speak their language or learn in the language. So also behind it, like he also said, Hong Kong is the financial hub of Asia, the tourist hub of Asia, and many other things. There are a lot of reasons why Hong Kong is Hong Kong is the city that has the highest number of billionaires compared to any other city in Asia. So you should understand that. And when you're talking about, for example, for the lovers of skyscrapers, Hong Kong has the highest number of skyscrapers compared to any other city in the world. Not even just in Asia this time, but in the whole world. So Hong Kong is the only city that has the highest number of skyscrapers. So if you're a lover of skyscrapers or high-rise buildings, don't worry. You will see them tired when you come to Hong Kong, because there are a lot of high-rise buildings and there are a lot of skyscrapers in Hong Kong. So these are reasons why you should choose Hong Kong. And when you talk about fact about Hong Kong, the government, unlike this mindset, people don't know much about Hong Kong. They think Hong Kong is under China, or China is not under Hong Kong and all those things. But that's more political, and that's not why I'm here. But just have the mindset that Hong Kong is not actually the same thing as China. So if you have all this thinking about maybe, okay, will I be able to use my LinkedIn, my Google, my Facebook and the likes? Rest assured that I can use many of these social networks here in Hong Kong compared to when you're in China, because in mainland China, you don't have the right, But here we have to some extent, you have some freedom. So, and you can also, dress Western life. A lot of Western life you can enjoy in Hong Kong compared to China. Western food too. There are a lot of Western restaurants and the likes. And the economy here too, the government system here is more of mixed, or let me say capitalist system, compared to China that is like a mix of maybe socialist or communist system. So you enjoy the government system in Hong Kong. In terms of economy too, like I said, we are the financial of Asia, so we enjoy the economic system, and that's why they are paying us well, because the economy is very, very, buoyant. So now the climate too, the climate here is better because there is no extreme temperature. I don't think we've ever had anything like 40 degrees. I doubt. So most of the time, maybe like highest, maybe 38, thereabouts. So, and sometimes we have less than 15 and all that. So, and we have winter, summer, and all that. But there is no snow in Hong Kong. So don't put your mind that you're going to see a snow. So, and there are festivals, part-time work you can get in Hong Kong, 20 hours per week. Your visa allows you to work in Hong Kong. So you can actually do part-time work while studying. Though it's not always easy, but if you have the strength, you can actually work and study at the same time in Hong Kong. Okay, why study in Hong Kong? Okay, I've already said this before. The cultural diversity, like it's a multi-diverse community. And secondly, high quality education. Could you believe like Hong Kong has 8 government institutions, and out of that 8, 5 were ranked among top 100 in the world, both QS and THE, Times Higher Education Ranking. So I doubt if there's any country in the world that can boast of that, because that is more than 60%, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure, but I know it's far, far above average, because 5 out of 8 making top 100. So what's the percentage? You can do the calculation too. So which country in the world can boast that they have about 60% of their schools in top 100? None. So Hong Kong has 8 universities, and out of 8 government universities they have, 5 are being ranked among top 100 in the world. both QS and THA. So these are one of the reasons that you'll be glad. And let me tell you the benefit of studying in all these institutions. I gained a lot of things. I was exposed to a lot of things. I enjoy the facilities. Like, for example, I was a lab attendant, what do you call it, lab personnel of a particular, of my supervisor's lab, like I'm the lab manager. And my supervisor was telling me that some of the equipment were bought for $120,000, some were bought for $150,000. That was my first time of seeing a simulator. We have a lot of simulators. You see some simulators like wow. And here in Nigeria, we're just being taught everything like abstract. But you get to see the physical. You just have everything like boundless. Like you have everything you need for your research. Everything. I repeat, not many things, but everything you need for your research. So these are reasons why you should study in Hong Kong. And also English taught programs, all the programs there are English taught. So no concern about whether I will learn the Cantonese or the Mandarin or any language, So these are many of the reasons. Like I already said, the former speaker already discussed most of these things. So available scholarship in Hong Kong. HKPFA, which is the most prestigious, and after HKPFA, we have other ones such as Presidential PhD Fellowship, we have Studentship, we have others too, like Birds and World Scholarship, and we have one called Sports Scholarship. And the amazing thing about this scholarship is like sometimes you only need to make the application once. So by applying for one, you have automatically applied for every other ones. So it's so very, very easy. So it's not as if how do I apply for HKPFS and also apply for no. Most of the times you can actually apply for one. That one will cover for all other applications. So it's very easy. And you could see what are the financial support like this now for HKPFS. The financial support is about, I think it's more than this now, because every year they increase it every year. So about $3,600. So, and this is just the monthly stipend, very robust. And also you have the benefit of going for conference every year, and you are entitled to $1,790. And you can even add to it if the money is not enough. So because during my time, I actually got an additional money because I told them this money will not be enough for me. And they gave me additional money that was sufficient for my traveling. And there are a lot of cash awards too that you can get. Like for example, if you published Q1 journals and the likes, there are some cash award that departments do give out to people who publish in highly ranked journals. You understand? Okay. So let's move on. HKPFS, the reason why this scholarship was actually established is to actually know this kind of, okay, let me just say it like what's called brain drain, like using money to entice the best brain in the world. So it's just like, okay, HKPFS, okay, we want to employ all these top students all over the world. So that's actually, and one of the ways to actually attract the best brain in the world is to maybe give a lot of fundings and the like. For example, at the moment now, there's this politics going on in US at the moment that Harvard is being, I think, is being suspended from maybe admitting students or admitting foreign students. So immediately, Hong Kong saw that a lot of schools in Hong Kong just opened their doors and said, okay, if you have Harvard admission, just your admission letter is enough. Let us know. Write to our office. We are going to give you automatic admission in Hong Kong in our school. My school actually put out the advert. Many others also did that. So they always like fascinated by best brain. So essence of this scholarship is to actually attract the best brain all over the world and offer them PhD opportunity and also fund their PhD program. That's the essence. So it's one of the most esteemed global scholarship, and the competition is very, very rigorous. And I mean, the selection process is very, very rigorous, and only few usually get selected. I think at the moment they pick just maybe 400 scholars per year, but during my time it was 250. When it started, maybe I think it was 50 that time. Later they increased it to 100, 150, 200. But today I think it's around 400, if not more. But I think last year when I checked, because I've not checked this year, it was 400 slots available. Okay. So selection process, how do you get started? The first thing and the most important thing, just like the former speaker said, is to secure a supervisor. And that is even getting a supervisor has solved like 80% of your problem. That's it. Unlike US, that is a central admission system. No, US is like central graduate school handles everything in US, so they conduct the admission, all sorts of things. They have the final say on the admission. But here in Hong Kong, it's opposite. The supervisor and the department has a final. Graduate school is just to rectify the whole thing and say, okay, fine, this person you want, and they approve it. No. So graduate school is not really that involved in the process. And that is why supervisor is very, very important. And how do you get a supervisor? By writing a code email. And there are a lot of these people that make mistakes by writing long email. Don't forget, these people are not native speakers. They can't read. A lot of them use translator and all that. And they can barely like read long like that with English. Let me even tell you how they publish their papers. They write the whole papers in their language, and they use the translator or some maybe human services to do the translation and all that, because it's easier for them to always work in their language rather than working in English and be giving themselves a headache. So if you want to write a supervisor, don't write too long. Left to me, just 3 paragraphs maximum is okay. Just go straight and attach your CV. Okay, attach my CV, and I'm also available for any other further information. That your CV is okay. So, and when you do that, I said you should attach your CV when you draft your code email that you wanted to send to your supervisor. That CV too should not be too long. A lot of people will go and write 6 pages. It's a kind of law even in Hong Kong that any CV more than 2 pages should be trashed, even for jobs, not even just academic alone. So why should you be writing 2 pages? A BSc holder without a publication, without anything reasonable, is writing. Even I saw someone that sent me a CV. I'm telling you, I can even share it, but not in public. But this person sent me a CV of 15 pages, or 30, either 13 or 15. And I was like, this person has no Q1 paper, has no, no profile more than BSc and masters in Nigeria. And I mean, what is in those 13 pages? Stories for the god. They are just full of irrelevant details. You understand? So your CV should be, to me, like I said, though it's not like a law, but I've heard it from many episodes that once a CV is more than 2 pages, that most times they trash your CV, especially when it comes to job applications in Hong Kong. So don't just make it 2 pages, because it's just going to this point. All these your hobbies doesn't count. Nobody cares about your hobbies. Nobody cares about all those unnecessary details. They want to see maybe you have publications, what you study, your grade, work experience, and probably your skills, and that's all, not other details that doesn't really count. So when you get a supervisor, let's say for example you write a supervisor, and before you write a supervisor, do your due diligence. And due diligence by what? By first of all going to this university website, check the faculty or department website. The department, the professor will be listed there, the faculty positions and the faculty officers or members will be listed. Check their profile, see whether their work is in alignment with yours, and see how you can fit in. And see maybe what the person has done in the last few years, let's say in the last 5 years, and see what you can bring to that kind of study. That's okay. And I would like to tell you this, that the truth of the matter is, like, all this research area, I don't have this mindset of, okay, is he working in my line of research, especially for we Africans? Because most times, what I've noticed is that majority of those when you come here, but after the admission, our research area will be changed. So it's not as if what you write will be used for anything. Just like he shared his experience that the proposal he wrote then, the former speaker, that the proposal he wrote that is just for the application, that the supervisor said, just use this for the application, we settle on your final proposal or final research area by the time you are admitted. So don't see it as, oh, this proposal is what I'm going to do. No, so that's why I said that so far the person is doing something that has to do with what he studied in school. It shouldn't be like constrained to say, oh, it must, because, for example, just like I was introduced that I'm working on finance, don't think maybe I intentionally write any proposal. I didn't do anything related to finance in my university days, my undergraduate days or anything. But my wife just told me one day and said, after I've tried about 4 research areas and is not finding it okay, my performance, He said, "You said you work in bank." I said, "Yes." He said, "Okay, I should know much about finance, but you have to be positive." I didn't say no. I just say yes, not knowing that the finance of banking system is not, how banking systems now. So it's just transfer, just little of this treasury and all those small things, maybe ATM reconciliation and the likes. So I didn't do. It's not as if we did the core. What do you expect from the bank? We didn't do anything. It's only people at the head office that usually do some of these core finance and accounting. Other people in all these branches is just the normal daily routine of pay, receive money, pay, so perform transactions and all that. So is that finance? No, finance is not. That's just accounting, not finance. So I didn't want to say no. I just say, okay, yes, that finance is cool. I said, okay, let's get started. And that was how I left engineering for finance while still in the Department of Engineering. And that is also possible for you guys. Don't have this limitation of Nigerian brain of, okay, I study mathematics, so I cannot do PhD in engineering. No, I have friends here that study mathematics and they are doing PhD in mechanical engineering, PhD in industrials and the like. So abroad doesn't have all this limitation. Let me even like shock you. Like there's somebody in my department, industrial engineering here in Hong Kong, that studied BSc, MSc in law. Or is it, they call it LLM or there, but sorry, I don't think BSc is being used for law. Maybe they call it LLM or MLM or something like that. So the person studied both bachelor's and master's in law, but he's doing PhD in industrial engineering. Because, why? And I asked him, what's your research? He said, I'm working on AI ethics, legal, maybe practice of AI or something like that. So there is this AI, and AI is a general field that can be any SIP can actually take. So just find a way to connect something, and you can. It's not more. So don't limit yourself to, I'm looking for supervisor that study civil because I study civil. You can go on and look for supervisors that study maybe water engineering, maybe just water, maybe just project management, because I know project management too it's a general course. So just be open. So it's very, very important. So once you get the supervisor, and supervisor said, okay, fine, I'm ready to be your potential supervisor if admitted, then you can get started. You applied online, put in your best, and in putting your best, I think I have other slide that will mention that. Let me see. Okay, I will get to that side. Okay, let's just leave that for now. So just see this selection process as how it goes. It goes from a supervisor, if selected by a supervisor, and after some time, the department will also evaluate all the candidates and reject some of the candidates and pick some. So out of the sum, the faculty will also reduce that number to a particular number too. From the faculty, it goes to research office, and from the research office, it goes to Research Grant Council, or what called UGC, University Grant Council. So sometimes they call it RGC, sometimes they call it UGC. So this UGC is government council that actually did the final selection, that actually conduct the final selection. So now let me elaborate on some of those points I raised earlier, which are the points listed under the selection process. Okay, so I talked about the code email. So you write code emails, and when you write code emails, you can either get acceptance, rejection, or no response. If you get no response, don't be deterred, don't be discouraged, don't be discouraged. You understand? Because someone like me, I wrote more than 200 messages. Like I applied to almost all the faculty members in the department, and I tried for different schools. So I also did it twice, the first year and the second year, before I got admitted in the second year. So one thing that rejections will keep coming. Don't be rejected. It's normal. Everyone too has a story to tell. So if you get any rejection, just go to the next supervisor, and don't do this application at the same time. If you write a supervisor now, wait for the response. And if you didn't get a response within 24 hours or maximum 48 hours, you can try another supervisor. But don't do all this email sending at the same time. Don't write like 5 10 supervisors at the same time. No, that's a bad habit, because most of these supervisors even know themselves. Most of them even work together. They didn't even ask, did we receive any application today? So that's why I said, make sure that at least 24 hours, or if possible 48 hours before you write another supervisor, in case you didn't get any feedback or any positive response from the first one you write. So take note of that. Then the engagement, research proposal, and interest. You have to write a lot of essays. Your essays, oh my God, that's even it's supposed to be a session on its own. So there's a way you write the essays, and you have to be sure that there are no grammatical blunders, there is coherence, there is flow, the point are they are very key and important and all that, you know. So your essay is very, very important. And in writing your research proposal, this is also, like I said, all these things, I will just try to brief them, but actually to be said, they are very deep. They are things that are not, cannot actually finish in 30 minutes. So when talking about research proposal, a lot of people miss it here. Because the first thing people ask themselves is, how do I write a research proposal? If truly want to write a research proposal, we have to do a thorough job, a very, very thorough job. One, you need to understand how a proposal is being crafted. And the major thing in proposal is how, first is about the problem statement, which is how do you know the exact problem you want to tackle or you want to solve, and how is the problem relevant in the present world, and the methodology to solve the problem. All these things are very, very key in your proposal. And now that you know the word is in the world of SDG goals, which is to meet SDG, sustainable development goals. Your site must address some of these sustainable development goals, must address a lot of key things that will bring value to your community and also the world at large. You understand? So this is very, very important. Maybe if people ask questions, maybe I should come back to them. But the research proposal really counts and very, very important. So after your research proposal, your essays and all your application, and after submission, if you are lucky, because the scholarship is not beyond just books and your applications. It's also about, if you are lucky too, or let me say if grace speaks for you, because I won't lie to you, the competition is very, very keen. Like it's not just like an easy ride application. So if you are being lucky, you may be invited for the interview. And bear in mind that not all departments conduct interviews. So if your department does not conduct interview, might just evaluate you and make the final selection without any interview. But most departments do conduct interview. Have that in mind. And the nomination quota is always very small. In the departments, I think the maximum they can get from the department is 2. So to let you know how competitive it is. So just 2, 1 or 2 the department. Okay. So I talked about this already, and this just to tell you some of the key things they look for in your application. Academic excellence. To be frank, HKPFS is actually silly for first class. Or there are usually exceptions. I know of someone in Hong Kong that got it with 2-1. But like I said, it may be 1 out of 1,000 applicants, but it's always first class. But you may be lucky, or you may have the grace that God will just make things easy for you. But to be candid, academic excellence, they don't joke with it. First class with ICGPA. Okay, another thing is the research ability and potentials. This thing is about your research, let's say, for example, your research skills. They want to something like your publications, conferences you've attended, or seminars. So a lot of people we say that especially people that have BSc, like, I don't have publication, what can I do? Yes, since you now know that you need a publication, then get started. I'm telling you, there are many WhatsApp groups that they now do all this collaboration, and they can just, there are many of them. I even belong to some of them. So join those scholarship groups. They just ask people who can collaborate, and under 1 week, 2 weeks, they get those papers were weak papers, but I mean, like, they are low journals. They are not these quality papers like that. But sometimes having them is better than having none. That's just the truth. Because then, during my time, I just managed to publish 2 when I know that I'm going to apply for this scholarship. And the journal I published them were not even Scopus, though they were not predatory journal, but they were not Scopus journals, or they were not indexed in Scopus or this reliable database. But yeah, it's still count for me. So you can try all this, your faculty, there is all these faculty journals and the like. You can just try and repackage your manuscript and get it submitted to somewhere. Or if you have mentors, speak to your mentors. Some of you don't know how to label. Let me tell you one of the things that a mentee did during that I know of. So he spoke with some of his mentors, and one of them said, okay, don't worry, but I'm going to take your first author. You take the second. He said, why? He said, because it's going to take my time, leaving my job. I'm trying to repackage your manuscript and do a lot of things to make it stable for a good journal. And he agreed. So finally, they got it published in the Q2 journal. But even though the guy who owns the work was the second author, but he got a first paper as a BSc holder in the Q2 journal. And he used that same to win a prestigious scholarship, same journal. So what I'm saying is like try your best since you know you really needing journal. And some people like, okay, but I have a very good manuscript to publish, but I don't have maybe the fund like all this APC money. Well, good journals or best journals don't request for money. They're actually hybrid, so you don't need to pay. But let's assume that you cannot, maybe your work's being rejected in all those best journals because they are very, very hard. Like it's very, very hard to publish those best journals. You can try open access and you can use some of your brain. For example, during my time, one of the things I did then was like some schools, for example, let me mention Covenant universities. In Covenant University, their lecturers, their academic staff don't pay to publish. The school funds their publications. So all I did was like I collaborated with some of their lecturers that I know of, added their names, and seek for their review to just probably read over and make one or two corrections. And the person, served as the corresponding, he submitted the paper, and the school funded the APC to see how. So you have to be wise. You have to think ahead. That's why I say think as if there is no box anywhere. So don't say APC is your challenge why you didn't have a research paper. Don't say, and there are many free conferences online that you can actually write, submit, and participate. With that alone, it's also something that you can have a conference paper or conference certificate to show as evidence of research ability or potentials. So that's for that. And communication and interpersonal skills, this is just about your English proficiency. For Nigerians, you don't have problems. So just like the former speaker said, your English proficiency letter, you can easily get that from your school. It's not that costly. Though not all school offers that for free, but because my own school do request for money, because I think the former speaker said it's free, but I think it's not all schools. Maybe it's just full-time alone, because most schools do request for money. Even some schools request for as high as 20,000 to offer an English proficiency letter. So you can always get that. So we don't need IELTS if it is Hong Kong. Don't need TOEFL, but you can write them, it's fine, but you don't need them. So leadership abilities, yes, this is very, very important. Some of you've been like, for example, maybe honorables in your school, you've been like maybe faculty head or secretary or anything, maybe your fellowship self. Just make sure you put everything. And this is where the mistake is. A lot of people put all these leadership skills in their essays or their application, but they will not put evidence. This is one of the secrets to HKPFS scholarship. It's evidence-based. That's one of the secrets my guy told me. Yes, it's evidence-based. So if you are claiming any leadership abilities, put the evidence. Okay, we were once an electoral chairman of your faculty, blah, 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 I don't know. Put the evidence. You were once maybe the university member of council or member of honorary, I don't know. Put it there. If it doesn't have evidence, it's even better you don't even mention it if you don't have anything as proof. So if probably you are using that measure, you put it there. And also if you have all these awards, like you won in the past, honors and award, like for example, some of you guys are DHL, maybe DHL awardee, like Dean Honor List. Make sure you go to your school and get evidence for that. Add it to your application. Because all these things, my father told me like, add as much as possible thing, but make sure that everything is evidence-based. Because this is secret. If somebody claims similar thing but doesn't put the evidence, the person will be knocked out. But if you claim it and you put evidence, you'll be selected. That's just the secret. I'm telling you the truth. There's something I didn't put here, your recommendation letters. A lot of us people also miss it here, especially for some schools. I've been a mentor for years, so I know when I've been exposed to a lot of things. There are lecturers that will even say, okay, for me to give a recommendation letter, I have to give him money. Yes, we've heard of that. A lot of my mentees have informed me of such before in the past. And there are some even lecturers that will say they want to take advantage, like maybe had sex or something like that with students just because of recommendation letter. So don't fall for all those pranks. Make sure you select your referee wisely in the application process. And make sure you select somebody you trust and notify the person in advance and let the person know that how competitive this scholarship is and why he has to treat you well. If you cannot treat you, it's better you don't even use it. Because let me give you a secret today. The recommendation carries 20 points. I'm telling you the truth. So if you now select somebody that will not be giving you, because the recommendation, they will ask the referees to rank you like all these, maybe 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that they will ask questions. What's this teamwork spirit? What's creativity level? The referee now have to tick 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if all this referee that usually tick 5, 4, I've been in that experience before. I didn't know that the person I was using was very wicked. because he always think like just average for me. Whereas I'm the second best graduating student and all that. And I excel in a lot of things, and you always think like average for me until I have to change that person. So I have to go and speak to other lecturers and let them know how important their recommendation is, and thank God. So it's 20 marks. So be careful of the person you use as your referee. Very, very important. So we've talked about the criteria I need to note. Okay. Okay, like see, these are still other tips. Like all your certificates, I didn't even tell you about certificate. Proof of award, that must be proof. If there is no proof, don't waste time adding it. This is the secret. I'm telling you the truth. Proof of prices. Well, you know, this maybe like or your day, maybe you want any price. Put it there, but let it be evidence based. So proof of works. And like proof of works, like me, I also use my NYSC, I use my Empower, I added it as proof of works. All these things count as proof of works. They also count as volunteering evidence. They also count as proof of work and also volunteering evidence. So add all those things. They are very, very important. If you have maybe you won any award like sportsmanship award or anything, put it there. So very, very important. So okay, for this additional thing that I also need to do is your cultural diversity statement. This most of the time is being written by your supervisor, but you must have demonstrated it in your essay. So make sure that your essay shows a lot of things that show that you are culturally diverse. Okay, for someone in Nigeria who is also based in Nigeria, who has not left Nigeria for once, just make sure you talk about it and present Nigeria as a multi-diverse community. Yes, we have more than 250 ethnic groups in Nigeria. So Nigeria itself is a multi-diverse community. So let them present it like, okay, during my NYSC, you're able to live with another ethnic groups, you're able to organize programs. For example, I even talk about maybe you've attended a conference online where people from different, part of the world join the program, and you're able to maybe anchor the program as a section, is it repertoire, what do you call it, or maybe like the moderator or something like that. So just make sure you bring something that talks about that, present you as cultural diverse fellow. So that's just very important because they usually count that a lot. So so post application, stay connected with your supervisor. Like just mail him like after the application, maybe like once in 2 or 3 weeks. Sir, I just said I should message you to know any update about my application, or just asking about how he's doing, or if there's any work he can give you to help him with, maybe like any research work or anything. So also engage with your internal mentor. If you apply to Hong Kong, well, it's not compulsory, but it's very, very important, and it's even extremely important. Why? I think I don't know, jokingly before this program, and I was just speaking with the organizer of the program. So we talk about how we had a lot of like food areas here in Hong Kong, and even not just in Hong Kong, almost everywhere. So, and these food areas are actually making because of the mentorship, and that's not just, there is no other secret behind that. So there is this network food areas have that they network with each other and they connect with their mentor. Like here in Hong Kong, the secret where they are making it was about 70 or 80% of the scholars here in Hong Kong are food areas. I'm telling you. So we're only lucky like us that we are from UI that made it here. So that's, a lot of people are just Futeria. We see this one, Futeria, and all that. So what I'm saying is like, if you connect with your mentor, let me tell you their recommendations here in Hong Kong. Yes, and that's what a lot of Futerians benefited. So just recommended yourself, like if you actually perform well, you can actually tell your supervisor, like, okay, I have a junior colleague, I have this, I have a mentee that will be willing to study here. So if the person actually made the supervisor proud, I mean your mentor, I can guarantee that your mentor will be willing and ready to accept the mentee, like without any formal application like that. Like we just fine, submit, then we get started. So that really works, and that's even one of the secret that Futarians use in Hong Kong and even outside Hong Kong too. So keep in touch with your mentor, engage him a lot. He may be there to help you and even influence your application. Also fast and pray. I don't need to tell you that. And also apply for that scholarship, because nothing is sure. Nothing is sure in life. Everything carry a risk. Like nothing is like 100% certain. So yeah, visa processes after, if you are lucky to be selected, it's very easy. No interview, just submit a related document. You don't need to visit any embassy, no extra money, just a token. Like I think the amount to pay, just like during my time, it was around 15,000, but I think due to exchange rate, maybe it's around 50,000 now. But it's not too much because other countries, you know how much UK charges for visa and all that. So, and funny enough, also we use e-visa in Hong Kong. So your visa will be sent to you by email, and that's all. So it's not as if you have to go and flight, take the risk of accident and all that, and the insecurity in the country and be traveling from one state to another. No, you do everything at the corner of your home and get results in your email. So no stress, and everything is under 6 weeks. So it's very, very easy. So in Hong Kong, you enjoy a lot of things like sport. This me, I play football, I go for hiking at times, and I also go for cycling. So just telling you that it's not all about studying in Hong Kong, you also enjoy life. So and after studying in Hong Kong, yeah, unlike other countries, in Hong Kong, we have 2 years automatic visa. We just apply and get it. No stress, no need for any money in your account and all those things. Just apply and get your visa. That's one of the bonus we get for studying in Hong Kong. And it's going to be 2 years visa, which is renewable. After that 2 years, you can also renew another 2 years without stress. So, and that is to availability of joining world class firms, especially if you're in like finance or many other construction, like if you study civil and light building, you can join a lot of world class firms. Though I should be sincere, there's always this language barrier. So if possible, you can learn language, at least the basics, it's going to help you, because that's just one of the challenges we face in Hong Kong, the language barrier. Okay, so then you're also eligible for permanent residency. So after 7 years of staying in Hong Kong, which your study year is also inclusive. So if your program is 4 years, because some school offer 4 years, while some school offer 3 years program for PhD. So you tend to, so just 3 years after your PhD, or 2 years or 4 years after your PhD for some schools, you get your PR. So I also enjoy a lot of things like productivity bonus, visa free travel, and all the likes. So other opportunities in Hong Kong, yes, there are other opportunities, but not as juicy as HKPFS. We have a master degree, we have undergraduate, we have HKB, business school, sport. All these things, there are many, but all I will just say is like, just pick a school. We already listed the government school for you, which are 8 in number. Just pick a school. Every school has its own, like, has a lot of scholarship for masters. It's not always like this, a master scholarship for all programs. No, it's always like per department. So every department will have its own internal scholarship. And we have a lot of Nigerians winning them. Like I have many Nigerians who have won HKBU business school scholarship. Like many, like I can count on like maybe like 10 to 15 who have won it in the last 3 years. So likewise, this sports scholarship too. I know of it. This Ligna University funding too. I have a lot of people that have won it. Though it may not be full at times, maybe like 70%, 50%, 100%, sometimes just tuition waiver alone. So, but by the time you check in the school, because there are many, so I cannot list them. I cannot give a direct, maybe like direct talk on this scholarship, because there are many. So just like, okay, let me look for my course in this school and see whether they have a funding for my course. So there are a lot of scholarships like that across all the government universities in Hong Kong. So if HK did not work for you, don't just relent. Just keep applying and try Korea. A lot of people don't know that there are a lot of scholarship in Korea, even China, like ANSU scholarship and the likes. I have many who have won that, Singapore, Saudi Arabia, and the likes. So just try your luck elsewhere. Can even try your luck simultaneously. Like apply to Hong Kong, also apply to many of these countries. And many of these countries also pay like UAE. I have friends in UAE, and they are earning almost like HKPFS too. You understand? So just check them out. And always know that the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. So if you believe that you can make it, just start the process today. And surely before you know it, you are going to get there. So I would like to stop here and probably during the question and answer, I will be able to maybe talk further on some point. All right. Thank you so much.
Wow. This is serious. This is so detailed. I am blown away. Thank you so much for the detailed presentation. We are very, very, very grateful. I mean, this is interesting. That's all I can say. Like, it is so serious. I know everybody in attendance has benefited a lot. Our speakers are still around, Dr. Kayode Kazeem and Dr. Temitope Kehinde. So, you have any questions for them? You can raise your hand, and I'll go around and take everybody. Any questions, please? Okay. Do we assume it's that clear? I mean, that was really elaborate for sure. Let me see. While we wait for those questions, let me quickly. If you have a question, please just unmute and go ahead while I look for questions from here that have not been answered. Yeah. In fact, before I go on, you mentioned Singapore, right? In the final slide. Do you know any Nigerian who has won the Singer Award? That Singer thing.
Okay, to be candid, no.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't.
But
I want.
I would say the Nigerians I know are like
Mhm.
in the last, let's say, 8 years. I have some mentors then, but very far, like around 2018,
And they got Singer, right?
17. Yeah, what?
They got Singer scholarship.
Yes, yes, but that was very long. Not
That's
like
serious.
in the last, let's say,
I mean,
9
I came to
years
Japan
ago.
2017, for instance, and till date, the only person I know that got Singer was not granted visa, and that was like maybe some years before me. So I'm still looking for a Nigerian that wants Singer, because I wonder how. I think there's this kind of competition between Hong Kong and Singapore. It's like you guys are competing for who is the best
that's
in
our
this and that,
competition
right?
this year.
It's really serious.
Just last year,
Mhm.
Hong Kong, sorry, Singapore took over and became the financial hub of Asia.
Yeah, I mean,
they are the third largest financial center now, and so
can
we
you
are now the
imagine?
fourth. But we have always been like the third in the whole world, but now we are the fourth.
Yes,
So they were,
and then university-wise too, the competition is serious.
Exactly.
NUS and Nanyang, like 2 out of just few universities, are also part of like maybe top 15, even not even top 100, like top. NUS is like number 15 or something like that. I know the competition between Hong Kong and Singapore is always crazy.
In everything.
I can imagine.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's a good one though. It's like, friends striving to outdo themselves in a positive way, not of jealousy or anything. So interesting. Healthy rivalry. Okay. Nobody's asking questions yet. You can see everybody is blown away. Like, so thank you once more, our speakers. I look forward to learning more about opportunities. Yeah, I mean, all these things have been answered. Really, I mean, I can see why people don't have questions. Getting the exposure to scholarship, blah blah blah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you've done a thorough job. I mean, combining both presentations together, I think it's really, really, really thorough, and we are indeed grateful. Yeah, I think the questions have been answered. Yes. So, for how long after graduation can people stay in Hong Kong? Like, do you have people that become permanent residents after graduating?
Okay. For yes, a lot of people, even people become citizens.
Wow.
Yeah, so a lot of people become citizens. The only condition or the only limitation about the citizenship is like you have to renounce your previous nationality. If
no dual citizenship, just like Japan.
They don't
I
give
get
dual
it.
citizenship.
Makes sense. Asia doesn't. They don't joke with their citizenship. Yeah. Abiodun Jamiu has a question. Please go ahead. Abiodun Jamiu.
Good afternoon from my side. I don't know. Good evening and good morning. So, thanks for this opportunity. I'm very grateful, and thanks to our speaker also. We've actually learned a lot. So, my first question actually goes to the first speaker. So that is Dr. Kayode. So, I wanted to ask about the dual PhD program. When he was giving us the sample of the application demo, I saw something like dual PhD programs on the application board that he actually presented to us. So I wanted to ask about that. And I also have question for the second speaker also. So after the first one has been answered. Thank you, sir.
Nice question.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Can I go ahead? All right. So I think I think it's a different program. Because in my own case, I didn't select like the option because they're actually a partnership PhD programs between Hong Kong and mainland China. So usually there's like there are scholarships that requires you to have your like your PhD in both Hong Kong and in mainland China, right? So and then yes, but for my own case, I didn't select that because it's not yeah. So I didn't apply for the dual dual PhD program. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
please
you very much,
go
sir.
with the next question, please.
Yes, sir. My next question to Dr. Kehinde, sir, is about the publication of a thing. So, because I'm also a mathematics, first class mathematics graduate of Ekiti State University, and I'm more interested in finance, of which I've to know more about finance and to
You
get
went
some
silent.
but I
Went
know the
for quite a
publication.
bit. Do you want to take your question again? Like we couldn't hear you for just a little bit of time.
Okay, I'm
Yes,
sorry.
that's okay.
So my question is that I said I studied mathematics in school. That's mathematics education in Ekiti State University, and unfortunately, I graduated with first class. Thank God about that. And also, I'm more interested in finance, of which I've gone further to explore the world of finance by doing ICANN and getting to know some other things like that. So about the publication of a thing now, I want to ask that the publication, you said we can kind of collaborate with our mentors or lecturers from different schools, so that we can get our work published. Now my question is that these lecturers are they the one that's going to give us a particular topic that we should research on, so of which we have to publish it, or we can just identify a problem, then work on it as a project, then go to the lecturer and tell them that we want it to be published and that. So I want you to just enlighten us more on this publication, and also the
Okay.
mentorship, especially the mentorship. I will say I've got um no directive or no way to get a mentor over there. So because I'm more interested in finance and I don't think I have someone over there. So like that, is there a way that we can get a mentorship? Is there any platform of which can provide us with this opportunity also? Thank you, sir.
Okay, all right. Well, research is another no, different thing entirely, and sincerely, it's just like the way we have this. I mean, like the platform for the scholarship. I don't know. There should be platform for research too, but the one I belong to, they are not like teaching anybody to research. It's just strictly collaboration. So they don't. You won't be in that group and they'll be telling you, okay, this is how to get started. So probably you can check online. I think there are some Facebooks or LinkedIn that actually do all this research discussion, or like I said, get a mentor, and maybe through that you can get started. You can go to your supervisor that actually supervises you for your BSc to know how you can get started with research. You can also look for a mentor that can also make you get started. And you must have this willingness to also devote your time. To be saying, what I've noticed is a lot of people say, okay, they needed somebody to put them through. But in the end, it's always like most of them are just like time waster. To be seen, because there was a time I actually dedicated myself, like, okay, I created a group of maybe 4. Then I said, okay, every week I'll be dedicating my 2 hours for you. So at a point I will just be online and nobody will be available. They'll be giving the excuses of electricity, data, and they're like, though I understand that the situation is, I'm also from Nigeria, so I know how the system is. But those things really affecting me in a way. And at the point, I wasted the whole time, because at the point, everything just, we just forgot. Everybody just went their way, and it was just like I wasted about 4 or 5 months on. So you can talk to people you have as mentors, and since you said you are doing finance, or you want to have interest in finance, if you are ready to work, we can also work together. But the truth of the matter is just like I will like probably maybe Dr. Dansu can actually vouch for your seriousness, because it's not about me putting you through all these things. But sometimes when people because research is not easy. I know you can tell you better. So even as I'm talking to you, ask my friend, Mr. K. To date, I don't have a major publication. I'm telling you, one of my major is like over a year. We don't deal with all this. If you have anything less than Q1, they don't really count it as publication. So it's only if you have Q1, SCI, top impact factor, not open access, that's where they say, okay, yes, you have a publication. So if this open access, even if this Q1, they see how this is salvation, like that's not really a publication. So what I'm saying, like to date, I don't have this what is called so-called republication according to my own school definition. You understand? So now if I say I'm giving you my time now, and maybe in the end you just say you have this problem, you have that, which I understand. By the time you say, okay, you don't have money for data, or you cannot subscribe, or this or that, it's just like I've wasted the whole time putting my mind and seeing how I can maybe have a lesson plan for you to get started with research. So, but probably if, like I said, if probably Dr. Dansu can vouch for you, and since you said you are interested in finance, that's the reason why I feel like probably we can work together. So, like I said, if you want to know much about research, maybe Dr. Dansu will actually connect you to some platform who would offer such services, or if you also can also maybe take the lead to train young people on how to get research and how to get started with research. So I think that will be fine. All right, thank you.
Wow, thank you so much for the answer. Interestingly, Jami studied maths education. I belong to Black in Maths Association, and the founder of the Black in Maths Association is actually somebody who studied maths from Ekiti State University, Dr. Adejimi Adeniji. So, I mean, if you're in the group on WhatsApp, we can talk further on that. All right. So we have just 16 minutes to go. So we have to rush.
I'm sorry. I also want to add.
Okay,
I
please.
don't know if I can.
Sure.
Actually, for those interested in applying to Hong Kong, and especially like Dr. Kehinde said, if you have first class and you are willing to be mentored, there's actually like a mini scholarship for those who are considering HKPFS and want to apply to Hong Kong. So the Association of Nigerian Scholars in Hong Kong, they actually are setting up a platform for those who are first class and who can meet the requirements. Aside the fact that they're going to be paying their scholarship application fees, they're also going to be attaching some mentors. So Ken is also a part of the committee member, so yeah, he knew what I'm saying. So yeah, if you're applying to Hong Kong, you can also try that, and yeah,
so can you see how blessed you guys are?
Yeah, from Prof. Yeah.
You can see how blessed you are to have these people. Thank you so much. I'm so excited right now. Oshijinori, can we go to you? I hope I got the name right.
Yes, sir. It's Oshijinori, so you're very close, sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Right. Okay.
Yes, sir. So my question is actually two. The first one has to do with the other part where Dr. Kayode mentioned how you could go through getting a research assistantship job. Yeah, so I don't know if there are sites or there are links to how somebody can get that, or we will just maybe have to go through the university sites. So that's my first question. Secondly, I have combed those 8 university sites.
No time.
And unfortunately, I am not really seeing my course like directly. I studied agriculture and majored in animal science. So I'm really not seeing it like direct. I don't know if it's that it's not under the HKPFS or it's that it's not in Hong Kong, because I've checked all those universities. The closest I'm seeing is food science, and that's only in 2 universities: the Chinese University of Hong Kong and PolyU. They are the only ones that have nutrition and food science. So that's the closest I can go to. So I don't know what could be although the second presenter already mentioned that you could always divert in
flexibility,
your yes. But how can one actually now show that you are trying to divert? Do you have to maybe say to the professors, maybe in the cold email, have to mention why you are changing, or it could just fly as, oh, I did this and now I'm interested in this. Sorry, Dan. Thank you, sir.
All right. Dr. Kayode, you can take the first while Dr. Kehinde takes the second.
All right. Yeah. For the research assistant roles, I think you have to check through the university website. Actually, each of the universities has they have their job opportunity website, like where you can search for jobs. So your focus will now be research assistant jobs. But so on the website, like they post, like in my school now, like they post the jobs and then like the roles, and then the details of the PI, that is the principal investigators. So it is, and then you find details of the principal investigator. So I would advise that you won't just apply directly. So what you should do first, especially if it's like it's what you feel like it's actually your field of experience or what you're interested in, and then you have something that you can bring on the table. So you can just send a coordinate to the PI. Yeah. So if the PI can, if the PI is interested in like in what you are bringing on the table, yeah, then yeah, it's possible for him or her to ask you to apply, and then yeah, so you actually need to reach out to the PI, and then yeah, if he or she is willing to work with you, yeah, so it's very possible. So you have to check through the university website.
Okay, okay. As for my own part, okay, you were asking that there are no department that offer agriculture-related courses and the likes. So, but the first error you committed was saying that you just glanced through the university and you couldn't get the university studying offering such courses. And this is the first mistake that a lot of applicants make. Like during my time, honestly, with any application I make, even not just application, I use all the whole day. So you can't say you want to search in just 5 minutes or 1 hour. You cannot even say one day. I'm telling you the truth. I'm going to tell you the reason. Now, ideally, to be candid, Hong Kong doesn't offer major agricultural courses, and code the word major, like, so okay, this is an agricultural department because we don't have a good land and all that here. So we don't do anything agriculture. You cannot even see anyone practicing agriculture here because the land is just like rugged, like you see a lot of hills, mountains, and all that. So it doesn't have a kind of fertile land for agriculture like that. But despite the fact that doesn't have a land for agriculture and there are no major agricultural courses, there are still researchers doing agriculture. Just like you said that you didn't see any school. I've not mentioned a supervisor and a school. For example, if you check CHK, that's the only school we have in Nigerian supervisor, and that's even the only Nigerian lecturer in Hong Kong. So, and that man is Professor Lawal. So, and part of his area, if you go and check it, Professor Lawal, can even just Google Professor Lawal, CUHK. CUHK means Chinese University of Hong Kong. So, if you go and check his research interest, as I'm reading from my phone now, he says agriculture and food security. But he said there's no agriculture. So, I just mentioned one. He mentioned soil and environment. That's number 2. Is that not agriculture? Number 3, SDG and resource management. Maybe. Number 4, tourism, ecotourism, and environment. Is that not agriculture? Landscape, soundscape, and the like. Is that not agriculture? Even in my school, people that study agriculture do come to my school to study something like LSGI. LSGI means land survey and what is G? Dr.
Like geoinformatics?
Yes,
Geoinformatics. Which some people that study forestry in their BSc, agriculture or related courses, they will come and do the course. I know of a lot of friends that study agriculture and they're not doing PhD in LSGI. So that's why I said you may not see it as direct course, like this is agri. But if you take your due diligence, and this may take days, because you have to search one by one, like, okay, let me look at the research interest of this supervisors, you see something that relates to you, if not the exact. But looking for a department that will bear the name agriculture department, you cannot see that in Hong Kong because we don't really have that land or that system that supports full agriculture. But despite that fact, people are still working on agriculture-related courses, a lot of people. And that's why I said, go and check out the research interest and research works of Professor Lawal, CUHK.
Thank you so much for doing justice. Habib Lai, are you ready for your question? I know there are some questions in the comments, so I'll take the hands raised, then we'll run through the ones in the comments, and then we can call it a day. Habib Lai, are you ready? Abegunde, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for the presentation. I really appreciate the insight shared. However, I would like to ask the second speaker if it is okay to share my research proposal. Probably in his free time, he can just help me go over it and see if it actually meets the standard of the Hong Kong, because I finished from Air Force Institute of Technology with aerospace engineering, and I've been trying to go into autonomous system for my research for my MSc. and I didn't finish with a first class. So I believe a strong research proposal can be an advantage to me. So I don't know if you can let me just go through mine. So maybe any advice or any inputs you
We
can have.
can actually discuss it. So no problem about that. We can work on it.
Another question would be: are MSc programs that easily available?
Yes, the MSc programs are very much available and there are scholarships. But the truth is, the scholarship are not usually like fully funded for most of the programs. And for those who are fully funded, they are usually not enough stipend. So it's more like you are just coming on the like partial funding and the likes. So it's not always like juicy. Like it's going to be very hard because the cost of living in Hong Kong is hard.
Exactly.
So that's why we don't really encourage people to call for masters, except we can well get it and pay the price.
Yeah. Because I mean, in essence, HKPFA is actually Hong Kong PhD specifically, fellowship scheme, right? So that's why I mean I've also noticed that master thing. Of course, I know one or two people. In fact, one of my childhood friends did masters in accounting or something like that in Hong Kong because his brother had also. Okay, I didn't think he got HKPFS. I think he must have got studentship to that Sunday Nunayo. So so they are my people like from hometown, right? So I know the master's thing can be quite a challenge. So if you are going, you have to be careful because sometimes even if they give you 90% partial funding, the 10% can be it can still be a problem. So that's one thing. So of course you have the opportunity. So feel free. Yes. Abegunde Emmanuel, do you still have question? Okay. So I go into the comment section now as we begin to round off. Okay, please go ahead. I just see your hand up again. Please go ahead. Maybe make it brief.
I have a two questions to ask. Number one is like, when is the next application opening? And the second question is for me, for my first degree, I have a second class upper, but for my second degree, I have a distinction in my master's. But I want to ask, like, all these the mini scholarship for the upcoming PhD from the scholar in Hong Kong, please, can they help us to at least extend the benevolence to masters applicants, like PhD applicants that has a master's as a mentorship, like
Did you get the question
mentor?
first?
Yeah, I think I got this question.
Oh, okay, because I'm trying to process it. Yeah.
The master scholarship they are not competitive, honestly. Like even I have a lot of people that finish with 2-2 that got the master scholarship. Like I had a lot of people, like a lot of friends that actually finished with 2-2 and got it. But like I said, it's not going to be fully funded. So they can just give you like 50%, 70% if you have good work experience, like maybe because they know that you're going to still, like the money you still be paying be like, okay, let's say worth of something like, let's say 10 million. So if you can pay it, but the scholarship, because they are not really fully funded, the only one that is fully funded is that one, the Nunayos brother one, which is the HKBU Business School scholarship. So those ones, they usually waive the whole tuition and give stipend. And for that very one, a lot of people also, they win that scholarship with 2-1. But they want you to have something like good work experience. If you have good work experience in your area, I can assure that you can still win the HKBU Business School scholarship. And the scholarship is very prestigious because the program alone, you get to go for attachment abroad, US, Canada, UK, and you get exposed to a lot of like teachings and all that. So the program, I can actually mentor people on that. But like I said, it's that one too, because it's not fully funded, and though the stipend is low, it's very, very competitive. But the competition about it is not actually by grade. It's based on your work experience and skills. Just like if you want to, it's not just so that's it. But it's not what I love about the master scholarship in Hong Kong is like it's not really by grade. It's more of just what you have and probably your experience. So it's not very hard to get. It's not very hard at all. Not very hard.
Okay, I take these two questions together from the text. I mean, it's been asked already. Dr. Kayode, please, when is the next application opening? Then another person is asking, is it only for PhD applicants? I mean, I think that has been cleared already, given the second question. But when is the application opening? I think that's the important question now.
Yeah, for HKPFS, I think it's going to be September, right? The first day of September, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's usually like September to December. By the way, I applied to Hong Kong like 3 times, and each time I didn't get it, and I'm like, what's happening here? So at some point, I just decided maybe it's only for engineering students or environmental science students. But along the line, I've also seen, at least I know one person who studied chemistry who got in. I also know one person who studied maths. Dr. Sunday in Iron, right? So apart from those two, I don't really know any other mathematician but I just know that from FUTA, engineering and environmental people like Dr. Kayode, they're food there. So I don't know. Like maybe you can throw more light on that, because it was really frustrating. Like, what's really happening? So September, right? September 1st to like December 6th or something like that. I think that's the usual time. Okay. Okay. Do you have a reaction to what I've just said? Please feel free.
Yeah, I was about to ask, when you applied, did you have a supervisor? Okay? Like, did you secure a supervisor?
Now, that's a very good question. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember. I'm trying to remember. Like, it was. I remember. Wait though. Maybe I wrote some that did not respond or something like that. I'm not sure again. It's not quite clear anymore. But I think I wrote 1 or 2 supervisors who did not really respond or something.
Yeah.
Because
the good thing is that I think for even if you apply for HKPFS and then you are not eventually given, I think you also be considered for studentship. So if I'm
all you need is a supervisor.
So
most important.
Once you have a supervisor, yes. It's usually easy.
That's serious. Wow. Okay, to Dr. I'd like to throw this to Dr. Kehinde. Thank you, sir. Please, can someone apply for the HKPFS by applying to 2 different schools for the same scholarship? That's from Deborah Adenuba.
Yes, you can apply to maximum of 2 schools for HKPFS.
Okay. All right, easy. Dr. Kayode, please, can you please give me more details on how to become a research associate? I think you've answered that, right? Does this opportunity come? Okay, well, this is more elaborate. Dr. Kayode, please, can you give more details on how to become a research associate in Hong Kong? Does this opportunity come with monthly stipend? And can someone get a supervisor for his PhD program through this route? So I think you've answered part of this, but you can take care of the rest.
Yeah, so if you are coming in as a research assistant, of course, it's not going to be easy, but it's not impossible. So just like I said earlier, if you see any advertisement for the role, and then you reach out to the principal investigator, and then he or she is willing to take you in. Yeah, so actually you'll be coming in not as a student, you'll be coming in as on a work visa, right? So with that you can you can build up your research profile, and then and once you're in the system as well, it's going to be easy for you to to get other opportunities if you'll be exploring PhD opportunities as well. So yeah, once you have that, you will be coming to work not as a student. Yeah, so it's going to be a work visa.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, this person is saying, Dr. Emmanuel, thank you for this great session. Also, I appreciate the speakers. Can we have another session on sending cold email? Okay, I mean, we can talk about that in the group. All right, so okay, also, Generate, do you still have another? You have another question? That will be the last. Okay, are you coming on? Okay, Doctor,
yes,
please, do you have...
Sorry, sir.
Oh, okay, please go. Okay, please.
Sorry, sir. I actually had this question also to answer. In a situation where you are applying to 2 different schools, the supervisors would be different, and there's a possibility that their research interests are also different. So are you going to do 2 different proposals for the 2 different schools, or how is it merged?
Okay, yeah. For that is 2 separate applications, 2 separate supervisors, research area separate, everything is separate, so nothing to match. So just have to, just like you're making two distinct applications, so everything has to be like separate. You have to separate folder, so nothing to match, except it's the same, maybe same department and same, maybe same research area of those two supervisors and the like. But if not, just have to make everything align with each of the applications.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for doing justice. Before we go on, do you have any platforms, like maybe you have a YouTube channel or something that you do that you like people to know about? Both of you.
Okay. As for me,
not really for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, for me, I have a platform, but it's not for now. It's still like at the early stage. So I have a business platform called Bluetooth Concept. So we do all these data analytics and FX and the likes. So, but like I said, we registered, not as if maybe I'm just planning it, but we are still here to have maybe like offices and conduct regular services. And also have an NGO, Smile for Me initiative. So we're also in the process too. Though we've started something, but we're still working on getting well established.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, so as soon as those things are available and you like our community to know about it, please, we are very open. You have blessed us, and since we are not paying you, we can as well just jump on your platforms and see if we can do something together. Somebody has asked for the link to our group. Is anybody in the group here who can quickly share the link to our WhatsApp group? So that the group has been on for a couple of years now. So this year we started doing this this kind of webinars that have been quite helpful to people. So anybody in the group can share. I'm trying to get my link up because I'm using my phone and computer at the same time. I don't know why this is taking so much time. Okay. All right. Okay. Another alternative we can have is, since that's not coming on yet, so for some people came in late for this meeting, and if you also want to see videos we've done, like the last time we did was on MEC scholarship, and it was quite a big one. So many people in our community applied. We guide them through because we have mentors and they also could guide. So you can follow my YouTube channel. So I'm going to put up the video here, and for everybody who applied, I'm going to send them an email to send the link to this video that'll be uploaded on the channel. So if you get to my YouTube page, you can click on, so if you open the group, you see links. You'll see a WhatsApp link to our WhatsApp group. So just click on that, you get into the group. If I'm still able to get the link right, okay, yeah, thankfully, okay, finally, I was trying to sync it across devices, but finally I've got it. Good. So so what I'm sharing next is the link to our WhatsApp group for those who care to join, where you can be mentored on. We share job thank you, Sergio, you've shared it already. So we share job opportunities, scholarship opportunities, we share ideas and all that. Like the person I was talking about, cold email, we have so many materials that we can share, and we can even organize a session for it if needed, and that'll be great. So once more, please, can you do something for our guests? A clap, an appreciation, just do something. Pray for them, thank them. Like, we are very grateful once more, Dr. Kayode Kazeem and Dr. Temitope Kehinde. Within a week, I think this is the shortest notice I've given on this platform, and we are very grateful to have you. We do not take it for granted, and we pray that all your future endeavors, you'll prosper in every way, by God's grace, in Jesus' name. Thank you so much. For everybody in the community. So let's continue. If you have any further questions, we'll be there to answer. Thank you. See you. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.